Hey everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Birch Press Design and another design team project. We are going to feature today the classic Sentimental Wreath. I know, you're like, where's the die? Nope, fell in love with this stamp set. I love the fonts and also some of the sentiments in this. There is a die that is available and that is available separately. All right, so if you're looking to get both of those, it is available for you if you're that die person. So this is going to be a clean and simple type card, but we're actually going to do some layering. Now, you saw in the stamp set that the wreath is definitely a layering component. Kind of do, as always, something a little bit differently. I've pulled out my Concord and 9th dye inks in Dove, Sea Glass, Grapefruit, and Wheat. Very soft colors. A different palette, but I really do like this palette. It's like a heather. I call it heather. It's got this gray undertone. I am going to use an acrylic block for this because we can stamp that way. You know, sometimes we forget. So I'm using the Sea Glass for the solid part of the wreath. I'm not going to use those vines that you can stamp on top, but rather what I'm going to use are the small flowers and the leaf. Even though you've stamped your image, such as this one, it does not mean you can't stamp over it. For those of you that have been here on my channel for a while, you know I love peg stamps, and I do this all the time. It seems like, though, I only do it with those. Why not do it with others? I'm now coming in with the wheat and that branch, and I'm actually following along the center of that wreath. So these are, it's got a perfect bend to it that by looking through that acrylic block, I'm able to line that up. And if I'm off a little bit, it's okay. Again, you know, we are creating art. Every time we take a stamp or ink and we make something from that, it is a piece of art. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Remember that. And it's always beautiful. So now that I finished the branches going around, I'm now going to come in with the flowers. Now these are all on one stamp. You can cut them apart if you wanted to. I chose not to. I'm just turning this every once in a while. I do find that when I do an acrylic block and I'm doing something like this, I turn my paper because it's just like a natural, it's almost like my hand has gone into a natural position. For those flowers, I used grapefruit. Now again, these colors, they will dry back. I am really liking the Concord and 9th. I love their palette. And I do like the spongy pad. It is a learning curve when you're used to those other felt type pads. They're more sturdier and, you know, take my beating. So I can't do that with these. So these help me to be calm. We don't need to beat the stamps up or the ink pad. I chose Dove for the sentiment. I didn't want to go with a black because that would just be, it would be beautiful. I mean, absolutely. But I wanted to keep this soft. I pulled in a piece of soft gray cardstock. I've cut that to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the panel that I stamped on is cut to 4 and 5 1/4. It's always in inches. I'm going to be setting this on my standard A2 size card base, which again is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I do gravitate towards the top folding card bases. You can also make this a side folding. It doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. Once I put this down, it will cover the entire front of my card. So my card bases are always white too. Gives me a lot of flexibility to always just stick with that white, and then I can just have fun with the front of those. I was testing something out there. Sorry I got so close. So with this new glass mat, I have to do something a little different with what I'm using to film with, and I always forget because I'm used to coming up really close so you can see, and I can't do that. So sorry about that. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. So now I'm going to come in with some iridescent pearls, and I'm just putting some glue dots down. I'm going to grab my wax pencil and pick up my pearls and place those down. I thought pearls would be absolutely, you know, when I think of pearls, you know, I do think of soft, elegant, genteel in a way. The gems would look great as well. I would go with an ivory, you know, or an eggshell white, not a stark white, to go with these soft colors. I'm always fighting with the pearl, so you get to see that. But I really did enjoy this. And again, we can take our stamps and let's layer them. Now, again, I don't think that we should, you know, layer flowers on top of each other and all of that, you know, or two animals, you know, two kittens together. But again, for some of our images, when they're solid like this, we can look at doing that and get a totally, completely different look. So I hope you enjoyed. Very clean, simple. Sometimes it's rough for me to get to that, but I did. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. As always, the products will be listed down below that I used during this video. And by all means, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave those down below, and I will get back to you when you have a question as soon as I can. Enjoy your day. Smile. For me, I'm getting into the summer, which, you know, is a good and bad, but I get to see sun. So that's a good thing. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe, be part of my group here. Love for you to join us. Maybe I'll be able to teach you a few tips or tricks. And by all means, don't forget, I do have that Patreon account. If you are one that loves long and detailed and classroom style tutorials, they are sitting over there. So I'll have that link down below too to check that out. Take care, everyone. But remember what's most important for me. Always be creative. Till next time, guys.